Hello, felines of Mu World, I am Mu, and today we will immerse ourselves in a unique practice in South Korea. In response to the declining population in rural areas, the government has implemented a program that offers financial incentives to single men. Through these marriage grants, they aim to encourage marriage and reverse the demographic trend. On this journey, we will explore the context behind these grants, understanding the demographic and economic situation that has led to this initiative. How does migration to urban areas affect rural communities and the birth rate? The consequences of migration pose challenges and opportunities for food security, sustainable agriculture, and rural development. For instance, the loss of human capital and agricultural labor can have negative effects on agricultural production and food availability. As we delve into the program's mechanics, we will discover who can participate, the specific requirements, and the grant amounts. What financial incentives are offered to single men, and how is this expected to impact social dynamics? So, ready to discover together this plan from South Korea? Join me on this unique journey. Program context. In the rural areas of this beautiful country, the decline in population has become an urgent challenge. The massive migration of young people to urban environments has left aging communities and contributed to a low birth rate. But how did we get to this point? Deep-rooted tradition in rural areas demands that men stay in their hometowns to maintain family businesses and agricultural activities. However, this loyalty to the homeland has led many men to remain single, further contributing to the population decline. In an effort to reverse this trend and revitalize rural communities, the South Korean government has devised a peculiar program, marriage grants. But how does this program work exactly, and what are its goals beyond stimulating marriage? Program operation. The South Korean government, aiming to encourage marriage in rural areas, has established certain criteria for single men wishing to take advantage of these grants. These requirements include being between 35 and 55 years old, not having been previously married, and having resided in rural areas for at least 3 years. But why these specific conditions? The answer lies in the need to maintain men's connection to their local communities, fostering the formation of new families in rural areas. The grant, ranging from 3 to 10 million won, is designed to cover various expenses associated with marriage, such as wedding costs, plane tickets, accommodation, and intermediary fees. The government seeks two main outcomes with these grants: stimulate the local economy by increasing the demand for marriage-related services and products, and reverse the negative demographic trend by facilitating the formation of new families in rural areas. However, not everyone applauds this initiative. Some critics argue that the program addresses the symptom and not the underlying cause, focusing solely on the male population and not addressing the broader structural challenges facing rural areas. Foreign brides profile. Most of these brides come from developing Asian countries such as Vietnam, Cambodia, and the Philippines, with Vietnam leading with 73% of foreign brides in South Korea. This phenomenon reflects the growing globalization and transnational connections that are shaping marital relationships in the 21st century. But what drives these women to participate in incentivized marriages? The cost of acquiring a foreign wife varies depending on the country of origin. Marrying a Vietnamese woman, for example, would cost around 14.2 million won, while a Chinese wife would have a cost of approximately 10.7 million won. These numbers suggest that the decision to marry a foreign woman is, in part, driven by economic considerations. This commercial approach to marriage raises important questions about the nature of these unions. Are they based on genuine love and emotional connection, or are they primarily economic transactions intended to address demographic issues? The nature of incentivized marriages in South Korea is complex and multifaceted. While some couples may find genuine love and emotional connection, we cannot ignore that part of the motivation comes from economic and demographic considerations. The program, by offering financial incentives, inevitably introduces a transactional element into these unions. The intersection between genuine love and demographic needs is a reality that raises profound questions about the authenticity of these relationships and how these two aspects are balanced in marital dynamics. But how does this translate into the everyday lives of these foreign brides? Challenges and risks of the program. Although the initiative aims to address the declining population in rural areas, it is not without significant concerns. One of the main points of concern is the seemingly commercial focus of marriage. By offering financial incentives to get married, the program could give rise to language barriers and human rights issues. How do these issues relate to the perception of marriage as an economic transaction? The primary criticism lies in treating marriage as an act of buying and selling. Foreign women, attracted by financial incentives, could face situations of exploitation and be relegated to traditional roles as homemakers, raising crucial questions about human rights and gender equality. Moreover, there is a risk that these women may be treated more as property than as partners in a loving marriage. The patriarchal approach of the program could lead to abusive situations, especially considering the vulnerability of these women, many of whom come from less privileged economic backgrounds. Divorce rates also emerge as a possible challenge. Language and cultural barriers could contribute to less successful and enduring relationships, which would have emotional and economic consequences for both couples and the government backing the program. As we consider these challenges, it is crucial to address them proactively. How can the South Korean government ensure the protection of the human rights of foreign women and create more solid and ethical incentivized marriages? To ensure the protection of the human rights of foreign women and promote more solid and ethical marriages, the South Korean government could implement comprehensive measures. This could include stricter regulation of intermediaries and increased oversight of the conditions in which these marriages take place. Additionally, establishing educational and support programs for couples, addressing language and cultural barriers, could be crucial. Transparency and active community involvement, along with continuous monitoring of the conditions of foreign women, are essential to ensure that these unions are fair, ethical, and respectful of fundamental rights. In our journey, we discovered that the program arises in response to the declining population in rural areas. The initiative seeks not only to stimulate the local economy but also to reverse the negative demographic trend by facilitating the formation of new families. However, this seemingly noble intention is not without criticism. It is questioned whether it addresses the hidden cause or merely treats the symptom by focusing solely on the male population. Additionally, ethical concerns about the commercial approach to marriage and potential consequences for foreign women have been topics of debate. In our analysis of foreign brides participating in the program, we observed that most come from developing Asian nations. Delving into these unions, partly guided by economic aspects, we highlighted how this underscores global economic disparities. This scenario raises doubts about the authenticity of relationships, questioning whether economic motivation overshadows other fundamental aspects in these marriages. Exploring the challenges and risks associated with the program, we immersed ourselves in potential exploitation, language and cultural barriers, and the danger of treating women as mere objects of property. We reflected on the need for the government to take a proactive approach to address these issues and ensure that incentivized marriages are ethical and solid from their foundation. If this journey has inspired you, made you reflect, or if you have simply enjoyed exploring with me, I invite you to leave your comments and share your thoughts. What do you think? What are your reflections on this program in South Korea? Leave me your comments, and let's continue the conversation. Remember that your opinions are an invaluable part of our community in New World. If you haven't already, don't forget to like and subscribe to continue exploring together our mysterious world. Each subscription propels us to continue unraveling extraordinary stories. I appreciate your time and company on this journey. Until the next adventure, felines.